Hi, everybody. This is Mark Isaac Potter, and this is your Being Listening Speaking Dynamics seminar on video. We're doing a little bit of each part, 5, 6, 7 minutes, maybe even less, some of them. Okay, so now we're in part three, speaking skills. And in part three, number one of the 16 goes on forever and ever and ever. And we're even looking at renumbering the tools because in number one, there's 5 or 6 tools that I really want you to pay attention to. And they're all wrapped up in number one. So number one is going to go on for a long time. It has little subcategories like one, twos, and threes, A, B's, and C's. And I'm going to read a little bit sometimes and then say more about it. So, first of all, we're going to preview the three major parts of number one. Okay. Uh, the first part of it is being genuine. And being genuine has three parts. Okay, let's do that. So, being genuine has three parts. Being genuine. I'm right in the middle of a recording here. Yes, I want lunch. I got to start over now. Okay, I don't know whether to leave that in or not. It's pretty real, but I think I'm just going to go on. You guys can see that my life is real. Okay, so the first thing is called being genuine. And within being genuine, there's three parts. So you want to be genuine when you're speaking and interacting with people. Oftentimes, we're not remembering that we want to be genuine. We're not remembering that we want to be sincere with people, authentic. These are things that we should learn in meditation and take with us in our meditation. And in class, we do a little bit of meditation, not very much. We do a little bit. But learn to be authentic, learn to be genuine. Okay, being genuine. There are important morals and ethics in using this information properly. Being genuine in your dealings with other people involve three elements. Okay, so all of this is part one. Part one goes on forever and ever. Okay, so I made a note to myself that said the class discussion of similarities and differences of being genuine, sincere, and accurate. So being genuine is one thing, being sincere is one thing, being accurate is one thing, and they're different things. So there's a lot there. Okay. So the first one of the three about being genuine is listening intently. So when you're in an interaction, I suggest that you let the other person speak first, that you just don't start speaking, that you begin with some kind of a question or a lead comment in which they can then speak and listen intently, listen very carefully, listen to the nuance, listen to the intonation, listen to the words, look at their eye movement, look at their body language. Remember, we talked about facts, intuition, emotion, physical body experience. Facts, intellect, emotion, physical body experience, and there was another one in there that I don't remember. So listening intently, speaking for the truth, listening for the truth, rather, and speak the truth. So within just this part one of part one, being genuine, we have listening intently, listening for the truth, and speak the truth. And we're going to talk about each one of those three. I'm going to just do one at a time. So we're going to say listen intently is going to be in this number 8. And then I'm going to do some more on the other ones. Listening intently has its own group. It says, how do we listen intently? Recall your great listening moment. Remember the necklace and the color certain shade of color blue. Okay. You were listening intently at that moment. What are the characteristics of that moment? Number one, you had to have an intention to speak, an intent to speak with intention in the first place. So you wanted it to go well. You're desiring it to go well. And guess what? We hardly ever remember that we're going into a conversation in order to listen intently and to be there with the other person. Now, let me say something about this. I don't want you to use this material all the time in your life. You're going to go shopping, you just need to get the groceries and get home. That's fine. Don't worry about it. But when you have very important listening moments, you're going to listen to your daughter talk about the first time she did something, or you're going to listen to your husband at a moment that he says something bad happened at work or something good happened at work. These are times to bring in these tools, not all the time. You'd go crazy if you tried to be disintentional all the time. So just use it when you want to use it. Don't use it when you don't want to use it. Okay, so we're in listening intently, and then within listening intently, there's a bunch of different things, at least three, maybe more. Number one, you had to have an intent to speak with intention, an intent, willing to be willing. Will it be willing to be willing? Say to yourself, I'm having a bad day, but I'm going to try my best to listen to this person. And like I say, don't use this all the time. Just use it when you feel like it. I liken this concept to the willingness to be willing, as I said here. That is to say, having the desire to listen intently. I want to be able to listen intently. It is important to come to this work with a desire and a willingness to listen and to learn and change. If we don't listen intently yet, we should learn how to. Okay, number two is focus. You were absolutely focused on what the other person was saying. So you drop the other stuff. You focus on what they're actually saying. Most likely in this case, you did not try to think about being focused. You simply were focused. We will discover ways to recreate that focus. Okay, now I'm going to put this face down. And here's a blank page. How nice is that? And then if I can get the pages to separate, which I rarely can, part 3 of 1A, and we're going to renumber this later as I do this class more and more. Bring it in. So you brought into yourself deeply the words, motions, the sense, the intuition of what the other person was saying. Chances are you were not guarded at this time. If you were guarded, you were very conscious of being guarded in a particular way. You were very conscious of your way of being. So if you want to be guarded when you're listening with a certain focus, that's fine. Maybe you're talking to someone who's scary and you want to be somewhat protected. That's fine. Do that. But just be aware of the protection and be aware of what part you're allowing yourself to get. Set boundaries if you need to. That's important. Okay. Consideration. You considered, pondered, thought about what the other person said carefully. This was not a time when you let it go in one ear and out the other, unless you did that very, very consciously. So are there times we're going to want to let something go in one ear and out the other? Yes, there are times like that. Just do it consciously. Maybe there's somebody at work who's always talking about trivia and you want to listen to them a little bit to give them some audience, but you don't want it to you don't want to retain it. Just be conscious of having it go one ear and in the other and out the other. Number 5, decisions. You may have made some decisions, either intellectually, what you thought of the other person had to say, or decisions about actions you would take later regarding what the other person said. So you might be thinking about it and saying, okay, given what they've said, I'm going to do this. Given what they said, I'm going to say this to the other person. Things of that nature. And like I say, in class, we cover this much more. Class is like 24 hours long, and these things are just little snippets to tell you about it. So